Howdy doody, everybody. Another random hit and run stream. Nobody expects the Martial Inquisition. But yeah, so I realised after the stream the other day that it's half term this week, so I'm not actually around to stream on Wednesday. So I'll probably be doing streams on different days because obviously not being here Wednesday. Um, Also Saturday I'm going to UK Games Expo, so I'm not around then either. So whilst doing some hobby, I thought I'd get some streaming going. So as I said, impromptu, just hang out as always. Uh, there's, there's nothing really too in depth with this. So just do the usual sharing because nobody knows I'm here. Um, oh, bloody hell. Hello! Found some old Avengers, Astronaut Aeronautica Imperialis. Building one myself. Nah, birdie here. No, more than welcome, dude. I'm gonna say it's if you missed what the opening chat. Hey, it's a badger. A badger has snuck in. Um, yeah, I realised like yesterday that I'm not about Wednesday. I know on Saturday night or something. Oh, I'll see you on Wednesday and all that sort of stuff. I won't. So I thought, let's do some hobby, and while I'm here, I might as well see if anyone else is about. Need some hobby company. How are you both doing? What are you up to at the moment? We've got these guys to sort out. And I built these little dudes yesterday, and thus I am painting today, but I'm also doing the little bases of these guys in an appropriate colour for the base that they will be sitting on. So it's all groovy for a Monday bank holiday. I was working. How about you? I take it you was both off. I'm pretty sure Badge was off. I've got Still got to sort out what I want to spend my Warhammer vouchers, or Warhammer e-voucher on. Like, I'm wondering on my Avengers loadout under Wings, wondering also how to paint Rapex Tenebris. I know it belongs to Loyalist orders, but colour scheme eludes me what to go for. Well, as I say, like with all my Audax, they're all pretty much alike, but for slight variations between like black heads, cream heads, well, it was like Corvus white heads, and then obviously Agraxed a bit. And that's really it. Like, maybe putting some like of the engine compartments painted with Corvus white, Corax white, and then just to mix it up a little bit, or stripe on one of the shin pads, that kind of thing. Just various, because obviously I've got like 20 odd Audax, so I had to do some variations. I couldn't have them all the same, but obviously with the build as well, that helps out to sort of mix them up a bit. Yes, I've almost finished that I Can't Believe It's Not an Ordinary Artist from GDT. Well, basically, I'm going to stay around the kids' house because their mum is actually going away for a few days with her friend, a mate, going out. I think they're going to Spain for a couple of days. They did it last year, just so she can have a mum break. So I'm going to stay around there and keep an eye on the two miscreants. And then obviously Saturday it's driving up to Birmingham for UK Games Expo. Right. Well, you do like to skin people, don't you? And steal their eyes. Ben, how are you? What are you up to, Lord Ben of Bennington? So I'm putting way too much effort into these fucking little sheets. I've got another another 3 sprues of these to do. Like trying to paint undercloth on them is a freaking pain at the arse at the best of times. Because there's only so much I can see, so wearing my sex goggles does help, but it's a chore, to say the least. But as I say, all I'm doing here is just adding the Mechanica Standard Grey, because once I've glued them onto a base and then added the basing sand to it, I will be trying to paint them Mechanica Standard on the actual base itself before doing dry brushing and washing. But it's these little things. If I do it now, I don't have to worry about it then, so to speak. I've been painting my 100. Your Timberwolf, nice. Past couple of days, cockpit, laser lens, weathering to do on the mech itself, and just the base after that. That's cool. I've actually been playing recently Ghost Bears on MechWarrior 5 Clans, so I got started on that because I'd already started on the Jade Falcon quest, but my heart's not in it because it's not the Jade Falcon, fucking Smoke Jaggers. but my heart's not in it because I don't like smoke jailers. So I've done a few missions on that, and obviously I think when you do the what do you call it, do the DLC, that the money that you've already earned transfers over to Ghost Bears, because I seem to have a lot more credits than I earned. I'm assuming that's the case, and so yeah. So at the moment, I've got my 5 mechs. What did I buy the other day? I can't remember. Because I bought obviously salvage and all that, but I've been juggling my mechs because obviously you need to buy additional engineers and scientists for research, and then weapons and stuff for your unit. I'm going to turn that on so I can actually find out what I actually bought, because I'm going more at the moment. I know I've got. Ooh, I do apologise. What's it? Sign that in. It's really fucking bugging. I can't remember, but to be fair, it was about a week or two ago. I didn't play it last week, so it was a week before, yeah. But yeah, I just obviously you know your mechs, so I'll let you know what I got. I have a distinctly Ghost Bear themed livery on my machine, must be said. Well, because they're awesome. Although the Ghost Bear livery in Clans is basically majority white with some red claw marks, and a bit of grey here and there. Because I'm just looking at a picture load up screen here. It's got a Kodiak just sitting there going, "Hi guys, I'm a Kodiak. I'm a Kodiak. Look at me go raw." What's like that? Aha! That's what I've got. So currently, I bought myself a Hunchback 2C because it's a Hunchback. It's 7% health at the moment. He got a bit twatted at the last mission. We have 2 Mad Dog, both in the 70s. One's got critical damage though, the other one not so critical damage. A Jenna 2C at 42% critical damage as well, and a Fire Moth at 42% critical damage. I've earned 220 honour. I've just gone to level 10 plus 1. I have 1.98 million credit Kerensky's earned and 495 merits earned that I've got in my pocket. Yeah, the Hunchback 2C is its right leg is the only thing is holding it together is its right leg. It's fucked. Oh Jesus, that's bad. Hunchy 2C, why say it with 20 damage per shot when you can say it with 80 damage instead? Yeah, but that's the thing. I'm not sure, because when I've been firing it, it doesn't feel like I'm firing an Ultra AC-20 sort of thing, or 2 Ultra AC-20s. So I don't know why, because yeah, it was a mission success, but should I? I'm going to down the amount of equipment components for this one, and then pop that into pop that up. That's it. So claim, right? So net components. But yeah, we just done a mission against Jade Falcon, a right of something, and we just captured a big fucking mech, which I don't know. Oh, I just bumped into an elemental. Hi, guy. Sorry. He's a big old chap. But that's the thing, you do have elementals going around with your units as you're going in. So as you're running along in your mechs, your little dude oh, and I just got Ghost Bear Alpha Galaxy pattern reward as well. That's nice. So well, that must be my old thing then, because now I've got 1910 on her and 2.75 million Kerenskis. That's an unread notification. But yeah, so hey, hello Anton. Had to pop to the shop, be right back, no worries. Sounds about right, to be honest. They were deliberate death machines, as I recall. I just got the last 40 Assault Marines, and the Mark II gets added. Nice. It was nice to see that. Right, hold on a sec. So that's what I got for the last mission. Sorry. So at the moment, I have 8.9 million Kerenskis and 827 whatever those blue bits are, honor bits, I think. And I'm level 10. Went through my official Galaxy schemes, but none of them grabbed me, so I made my own sort of all Ghost Bear parade pattern. That's nice. I think, hold on, if I quickly, no, wrong one, go here, because I'm assuming you haven't done Ghost Bears into thingy. So that's the scheme on the Kodiak on the thingy. So white and with random grey parts and red claw marks, because they're the Keshig for the dude, the Pride leader or whatever. I can't remember what the fucking name of it is. Right. But yeah, I did. Oh, me. When I went round to Crystals the other week, I did take my Blood Asp with me. I've already based it and I was going to prime it, but I haven't yet. So one Blood Asp based, and obviously needs to be painted. So that's the first mech from my Kickstarter, apart from the Timberwolf that I've painted. But obviously I've been distracted now with Solar Auxilia. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a good option. I think the Beta Galaxy is like the most common one, and I think that's similar to what I've got with the So just I think there was mostly Administratum Grey washed over, dry brushed over with Administration Grey, and stippled with Fenris Grey, which is that bluey grey that you see in the camo. And then it's my normal grey base with some Valhalla Blizzard dabbled over it. Yeah. Simple, that's the job. You stand there now. I'm not going to put you back. You can watch. So the base coat is Fenrisian Grey for these, because I wanted to do a different grey to what I've done before and anything else that I've ever painted. Although I don't think I've actually I might have used this Fenrisian Grey on one of my dystopian warships, but you know, these guys are a bit different. They are very similar. It's basically the scheme I've based it off of is one that I saw. I think it's one of the official ones, the Ash Dragons or whatever, or something like that, or Ash Scorpions. But these are the part of the 337th Autumn Dragoons that have no transports. So I've got tanks, I've got no transports. So yeah, that money that I had from the birthday, I might just have to use that, because I was going to use it for some Mechanicum tanks, like so a couple of packs of the Krios, but I don't know. It's a pickle. So it's so let's think. So we can have two. So that's 8 bases of Ogryns and 8 bases of these walkers. So they're maybe quite good in game, from what I've heard and seen. They can be quite good for objective taking, and obviously the Ogryns are good for assaulting objectives and generally fighting. But I'm just going straight through. So I get them done. Well, the real trick's going to be is when I get round to doing the next lot, is if I can actually remember what order and how I did it and what colours I used. Because I haven't written down anything for that first lot. I've got a general, as I said, like the base colour and what I did. So I've got the basis of the scheme. So it's just a case of actually doing it. And so just zipping through with these little dudes. It's quite quick. I was built these last night. I was watching a new, well, catching up, binge watching a new program on Apple TV, which is called Murderbot, with Alexander Skarsgård as the aforementioned Murderbot. So it's sort of like, it's got a little bit of humour to it, but you know, futuristic settlers take Murderbot, who's basically trying to break his own programming. He's got a dark past which he can't remember, and he's trying to break his programming so he can be like free. And these crew that he's with, they're kind of like hippies, and they try to be inclusive with him, and he's a bit like, he's trying not to let on that he's actually he's broken his code. And one of them sort of suspicious of him as well. So it's David Damakian's in it as well. So he's always good. So yeah, I think it was about the first 4 episodes. Ew. Pardon me. I do apologise. So this is using the Vallejo metals. It's focusing on that on the legs and not the actual armour plates as such. Let's shoot. Machine gun or laser, multi-laser, whatever it is. I think it's multi-laser. And these parts of the exhausts. That'll do, pig, that'll do. All set up. Ah. Oh. Mm. So it's all about just catching little parts with a little paint. That needs to be coloured. Oh, itchy. Those little murder tools that this thing has. These offerings. Little backpack thingy. I didn't want to paint these on the sprue simply because I wanted them to stick together properly. And can't do that if they're painted. So that's those two. On to these two. Better. Back in a bit, mate. No worries. I'll be here. Right. And so with these tiny models, as long as you get the appropriate amount of paint on to the parts that you want painted, that's all that really matters. So trying to think what these ocarines have a particular name, don't they? Like Cenobite or something like that. So I might be getting that a little bit wrong, because that's a different franchise altogether. Dealing with Cenobites. the Orc called? I'm called something. Carnivore. We've got to search for something quick. Ogryns. No, go away. I don't want that. I've got to try and do their trousers and their sleeves in a different colour. Alright, I'm going to go with Wraithbone because I'm a devil. Shake, shake, shake. Why would I do that? Booba shaker. The power of the boob. It shakes. Nice. Now to find an appropriately sized brush. That might suffice. I'm just trying to get their trousers done. Ogren's got to have his trousers on. And going into battle. It's the rules. Ba, 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 ba. armies. Quite literally little armies. Little armies of Ogryns. These are actually the first Ogryn models I've ever painted. And they're incredibly tiny. There's a bit of a problem where, because they are a big old model, getting two of them onto a base, it's nice and it's snug. Let's just say it's snug. Not that they're, they're not bothered. Hey, hello, Tari. Tari, 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 Tari. How are you? Welcome. It's a Monday night. I know. I'm here. And how are you, my dear? You're all good? You're all good? Just trying to paint little fuckers. They're probably really nice people, but I've never painted Ogryns before, so I don't know the full ins and outs. Of these little dudes. Actually, I caught one of your streams. Yay! It's lovely to have you here. Always welcome. Everyone's welcome. Everyone is welcome. But I like to think that I have a very exclusive clientele of viewers, and you're one of them. Exclusive. Are you painting any Night Lords? Any Chaos type dudes? Any sort of Tyranid type things? What are you up to this evening? I'm sure it is exciting, whatever it is. I'm trying to see their kneecaps. Wow. Not currently. I have Snotling Blood Bolting. Oh, cool. Are they the ones with like the little badgers and the geese in it? I'm not looking for another team to collect. I've got my one team for Blood Bowl, and I'm sticking with my orcs. I've actually played about 4 games now. Maybe like, 2 of them were like trial games as well. So, but no, I like my Slam Bam Fisto Orky Whiners. Yes, they're the pump wagons. Ah, awesome. So that's what I like about those like Blood Bowl kits is they've got lots of character to each team. So I know, like where Crystal was painting the Amazons. Yeah, was it last year? Seems so long ago. You know, and they've all got their little special characters, but when they released the Snotlings and you saw those animals, and they knew they were onto a winner there. There's not a cold-hearted motherfucker out there that could not like those little Snotlings. Or this would be team free to be painted. Oh, right, cool. I didn't have you pegged as a Blood Bowl player, because all I remember whenever you're painting stuff, it's like Night Lords. BB is fun to paint, yes, and individual snots don't take long. Well, no, because they are, you know, like these guys, teeny tiny. So it does make things a lot quicker to get through, doesn't it? But I'd say like they are a very characterful group. There's a few pictures in Crystal's Discord. I said that as I was looking at an Ogren butt. Yeah, so these particular things are Ogrins. I don't know. Camera's a bitch because they're so small. It has trouble focusing at times. So you've got normal dude, a normal human dude, and Ogren dude. Ogren son. My camera keeps on resetting every time I do a stream. I normally have to piddle about with the settings, so I might as well do that now because obviously I'm painting really small fuckers. They're not, to be fair, they're not too bad because, like, even with these, like, yes, there's some pain in the ass bits, and I have sort of touched up a bit here and there, but washes are really good to help hide the mess that you make. So I never overcomplicate things. I try to avoid over complicating things because I would get bored. And if I get bored, right, so. Apply. Okay. So yeah, so we can see them a little bit better there. So if we get that little dude, so I've been doing the banner chap earlier on. Little flamer dudes, a little sergeant. Like the metal on that sword, I actually used one of my Gundam markers. Like they've got these silver markers, so you just like paint a little bit onto something, then you get a brush, and then you just nip the paint, and it just goes on like super shiny, like that. I don't know if it's going to catch a light, but that is ridiculously shiny. Doesn't really. Actually, look, you can just saw it there. So it laid it down there. So it almost looks white, but that is actually silver. They've got Volkites, the Las section dudes. But it's just literally with them, it's just picking out the details are like picking out the rifle. Um, the undercloth is a bit of a pain on them, but you can do it. So it's like getting the arms and the like a little bit round the butt and thigh areas, and it goes on. And then once you wash it, the washing like with like I do my 50/50 Agrax water mix. You just plonk that on, let it dry, and that does the majority of the heavy lifting because it ties it all together, if you know what I mean. And then it might just be a case of just picking out some colour here and there, or certain colours for certain parts, obviously. Boop, 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 boop. So you don't have to be like there are people that will go fucking like stupidly detailed on these things, um, but you're not gonna see them. when you put these bastards onto sprues, you're not gonna see them. You might know that they're there or there's bits missing and all that sort of stuff or whatever, but you're not gonna see them for the most part. But as long as you get the bits on where you want it to get on, that's all good. And you're just filling down your paints. Makes sense. Why would you want to put yourself through that? Yeah, exactly. But as I say, like I was quite pleasantly surprised with like Space Marines in this are a lot easier to actually do because obviously you know what your paints are. Like apart from if you're doing Night Lords, then obviously you want to do some like lightning stuff, which will be a pain in the ass. So unless you've got a really fine like white marker or something to do your little lightning. Hold on a sec. Because I did my little thing, didn't I? So there's the Night Lord. I did do a skull mask on his Mark 6 helmet. And there is a little smidge of white on its leg. So you can actually see this for once. So World Eaters, Thousand Suns and the Terminator next to it, obviously Emperor's Children there, Alpha Legion, Word Bearers, Sons of Horus, Iron Warriors, Death Guard, and the Night Lords. And then Raven Guard, Space Wolves, obviously Mr. Yellow, we know who that is, Blood Angels, Salamanders, Iron Hands. Iron Hands? Ultramarines? Who the fuck's that? Oh, White Scars. What's Iron Hands? Who the fuck's that? Who the fuck did I paint there? Hold on a sec. So Salamanders, Raven Guard, Space Wars. Oh, Dark Angels. Yeah, duh. Because they're black. Fucking twat. Um, I should have actually looked on the screen. I could see it better. But yeah, with like Space Marines, you can see like as long as you get like the little leather pouches on the back, Dork Angels, yeah, like the holsters on the side. You know, all you got to do is get the main colour sorted, and then like maybe a bit of detail like the iron halo on the Blood Angel. You know, so they are recognisable. Like the Cataphractii are really good because obviously like Ultramarines here and the Salamander dude. It's just getting those little extra gold bits on the legs and stuff. But it just goes to show they are fairly straightforward and quite easy to actually get the colours that you want. And then as you can see in the middle there, Heart and Car, two greyed out Space Marines for the 11th, 2nd and the 11th. So 18 legions playing face off. I actually like the Night Lord and the Death Guard. I like the most, really. But yeah, put you down somewhere. Put you over there. Looks nice. Nice touch. Wait, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Now we get a bit of dry brushing. I'm just finding an appropriate brush for the dry brushing. Because it is small. Smallish areas. So this is basically the same process I do on all my Knights, Titans, these dudes, Space Marines now as well. So it's just literally Mechanica Standard Grey, dry brushed with Tyrant Skull, and then washed over with Agrax. All your Titans for one army. Don't know much about Titans. So, like Space Marine legions, Titans have Titan legios, or they are Titan legions, but they call them legios to differentiate themselves from the legions. So, like Space Marines, you've got a lot of different legios to choose from. So all the Titans I've got in my collection are basically, I've got 10 different legios, 5 for each like traitor and loyalist. In the game, you can choose between I think 18 legios. There's more in like the the background lore, but in the game itself, they've only got like rules and stuff for 18 each, so like 36 in total. Um, so the rules for each league are only the character for that. They're not game breaking, so you can't really like go, I'm going to go with this Legio because they've got the best rules. Yes, there's some that might have slight benefits to certain things, but they're not. The rules themselves won't win you a game. So what will win you a game is your dice rolling, your engine management of your Titans, because it's not just a case of just moving forward and hoping for the best. You've got to maintain your reactor sort of thing. So it adds an extra dynamic. So you can't just go around shooting your best weapons all the time, because that'll increase the levels of your reactor. And when you get to a orange level, so it goes like green, yellow, orange, red. So you could be, undamaged, but if your reactor is in the orange, when it comes around to the repair phase, because it's in the orange, you have to roll a dice, because you're basically running too hot, and you can take damage from that fact. If it's in the red, that could be really, really bad, because on the damage chart you roll, if it's in the orange, you roll d6 on a list of 10, so you can't do the real heavy nasty shit. You can do some bad shit, but not the really bad shit. But if you're rolling on the red, you're rolling on with a d10. If you roll like 8, 9, or 10, so like 8 and 9 is like magazine detonation or something like that. So basically that's painful. And 10 is meltdown. So that's when you do the really big explosions, which is hilarious if it's on the opposing side, as I have witnessed before. So you've got to have that idea of balance with your Titans, but then obviously it's risk reward. Sometimes pushing your reactor will help you either move further, because it gives you a boost of speed, or gives you a boost to your agility so you can turn a different facing, or you can use it to bolster your shields. So if you're taking a lot of shots against your shields, for example, you can shout out "power to the voids," basically, and then you roll a reactor dice. So on the reactor dice, it has obviously it's a D6 type dice, but it has a blank face. Then it has 2 1s, a 2, and a symbol that represents basically the machine spirit of the Titan. So if you roll blank, you don't increase your heat value, which is very nice. So you can push, no heat, excellent. Then you either get 1 or you get 2, then you increase respectively. If you roll a machine spirit, you increase the reactor by 1 automatically, but then you have to roll a command check. Now, if you fail the command check, basically it's the Titan is going, you're doing shit, I'm taking over, and it's basically using its will to take control of itself. And if that occurs, then you have to roll on a chart to see what it actually does. So you might be going, right, I'm lining up this shot against this enemy. You roll your reactor to boost your weapon, and you get a machine spirit, and then you fail your command check, then the machine might go, right, I'm not going to shoot, I'm going to move forward. Ha ha ha! And it could do something that could be quite detrimental to your strategy. sometimes it could actually benefit you, because the way you look at a game, that thing that it does might change the situation for you in some way. There are ones where it will fire its weapons anyway, but it'll be done at a higher to hit level, basically. So, because the Titan games, the same mechanics as the Epic HH game, it's not. No, Adeptus Titanicus. So obviously you got Heresy, so you know Heresy. So all the like you can have Titans and that in there, but that's a whole different ball game altogether. In Titanicus, it is mostly Titan on Titan action or knights, and in like the new Epic Legions Imperialis, the rules are different again. So if you've got Titans and Knights, you can play two different games because you can field Titans in Legions Imperialis, but you can't use tanks and troops in Adeptus Titanicus, so it's one-sided. But that said, Adeptus Titanicus is one of the best rule sets I've played. It's easy to pick up because you get these the little command terminals. So you've got a command terminal for each of your each of your Titans, where you record your damage, your reactors, so you know what situation you're in, sort of thing. Whereas, like, you know, you're not necessarily keeping a dice by something to kill its points. To know how many like hit points it has left or anything like that. You've got all the information, so you know everything is to hand. So on that command terminal, with your weapons loadout, whatever weapons you're taking, you can look at your command terminal and go, right, well, this one's got a plasma blast gun. I'm rolling 2 dice, and I'm using a blast template. So you roll your dice. If you hit, you follow through with the blast, and then you know that, okay, its damage is strength 8, so I add that to a d6 roll. So for the amount of hits you get, so with blast template, so the circular blast template, so any weapon with that, you know, you get a little hole in the middle. If that hole is over the base of the model that you're targeting, it doubles the amount of hits. So those 2 hits that you rolled, you're actually doing 4 hits. And then you roll 4 dice, adding 8 to the damage. And then whatever those totals are, you find out how much damage you've done. And it's all on that command terminal. So you don't really have to reference a lot most of the time. It's only if there's certain, like, you know, rules, like additional rules, like what's the one I always look up? Like Quake. So when you're firing a Quake cannon, if you're hitting an unshielded target, it basically makes it move. So you got to know what to roll for what, basically. So you just look it up in your book, or you've also got little hot sheets. But it's fairly easy. Like, the rule book isn't massive, so you know where to look. You know, if you've referenced it beforehand, you know exactly where to go, and it flows a lot quicker because you're fighting against other Titans. It's like with Heresy, you're fighting against Marines mostly, so it's on a level playing ground. Again, you know, you might have your Legion rules, but I've never, you know, those Legion rules haven't won me a game. Yeah, concussive and warp and side Titan rules, yeah. Hello, Sith. How are you, my buddy? Right, so I'm just refreshment. Sorry, refreshment. So I was pouring it into my bottle of drink. That's at least 3 fingers. How are you, buddy? You all right? So yeah, it's as a rule system, it is really straightforward. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, it's not school night. I'm off tomorrow, so all good. Painting on AT Warlord. What, one of your Mortis ones? Boo, hiss, boo. Um, right. Where's my wash gone? There it is. Of course, it's Mortis. Boo, boo, Mortis, boo. Be right back. A few minutes. No worries. We'll be here. Doop, 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 doop. Right. So one little walker. And so get these little additions done because I'm keeping them sort of fairly simple because these would just be like an additional unit to be used in game. So I've got some like, you know, cannon fodder really, I suppose. But if I'm being honest, yeah, these throw them in front of the enemy's guns, as you do. Little titans. So at least with Ally being available now, at least we can use troops for you know, Titan Hunter infantry and stuff like that. Stick them into buildings. Maybe even try HO since I already have a massive Mechanicum army already and loads of Death Guard to build and paint. What is it with you and traitors? I always pegged you as a bloody loyalist because of your Restorum. Seeing a definite shift to the dark side, Sith. Don't think I haven't noticed. Since you've retired, you've gone jaded. Oh, actually, I thought of you the other day. Actually, I was on one of my YouTube dives, and conveniently, because it came up with um, World War Two or Second World War story about HMS Wolverine. Too close for guns, ramming speed. That was I thought, whoa, wow, that's cool. I am a Storm, all of them. Yeah, I can believe that. Love the chunky saturnine termies. Yeah, they are kind of growing on me a bit because, like, I think the initial shock when we had like the potato views was one thing, but yeah, as you see more of them and the different variant of armies and stuff with them, you're kind of like thinking, yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Um, Mostly because they've got that bloody like destroyer weaponry, isn't it? I'm not that old. Never met Nelson's and his Nelson, and his dad was a bastard. No, I know you're not that old. I would have thought you would have known about, one of the only incidents of a submarine being taken out or U-boat being taken out by a ram action. Right. Hair dry time. Hold your ears. Little chain, well, sort of like angle grinder, isn't it, on the side there? Look all right. Oh, fucking rockets. Just wondering where I got the paint. I'm gonna have to tip them. Fuck's sake. Correct. And Booba Shaker. Booba Shaker! Right, I might have to put the sex goggles on, so bear with. Get the These are little cuties. These are. What you sent me? Alright, yeah, your Titans are looking very nice, you bastard. Yeah, you need to dirty them up a bit, or maybe like just stick a little bit of not ammunition, a bit of explosive in there and just detonate, just to get that effect. They're really nice, mate. That's really nicely done. Clear the messages out the way. Ba, ba, ba. Hey, go with that. Now I just need to find a nice small detail brush. He says. Let's see if this works. So I'm going with some Evil Sunz Scarlet. I'm going to try and tip the rockets. Pardon me, sorry. Like a cherry bakewell launcher. One cherry bakewell launch done, he says. Going boss-eyed there. Oops, sorry. So they've been tipped. Whew. That's, if I didn't have these sexy bit of kit, I would not have been able to see what the fuck I'm doing. And there's holding my breath continuously whilst again, that's win-win-win. Oh, so right, I'm adding this as a unit designation color. There we go. So we know what's what. So we know that's the first two. Right. Any of you lot going to UK Games Expo this weekend? Admittedly, I'm only there for the Saturday. We'll go with some green for the view slit. I'm assuming that spotlight's down the bottom there, so we'll do this as a targeter. And then some blob. Nope. I know Filbert's going down there, and Paul Easterbrook. So I might bump into them. Because I don't know, I could turn up anywhere at that place, it's so big. Little spotlights. You little fuckers. Beep bop pew pew pew. Indeed, that's what that little dude feels like he's doing. The beep bop, the beep bop beep. Little rocket launchers and multi-laser. Tiny little dudes you got there, sir. Why, thank you. They are the tiniest. Well, actually, these are the biggest. These dudes are slightly tinier. So, get. Oh, Lee, like, there you go. All right. Near, far. But yeah. So these dudes are the teeny tiny dudes. They're slightly bigger, teeny tiny dudes, and that's a little like sentinel type walker thingy. Yeah, these are ridiculous. Hence, I'm wearing my sex goggles for ultimate sexiness. I need to take them off because I can't see properly. How are you, B? What are you up to? Are you doing some hobby? Are you doing some painty? A bit of buildy? What are you up to? And thank you for dropping in. I'm like a TV announcer. Oh my god! Just make sure my beard. I'm about to do some hobby. Nice. And what are we thinking of tonight? We got some more orkiness going on, or as I say, with your little your Ghostbuster orcs recently have been absolutely amazing. I absolutely love them. They're brilliant. Yes. If you don't already follow Velvet Plum the Space Marine on Instagram, do so. You will not regret it. She's quite the painter. Got a painting date tomorrow, so we'll have to do an Elements of Power model tonight and some Harlequins tomorrow. Oh, you're back to your Harlequins, aren't you? Yeah. I saw your transport. I don't know any of the names. You know, I haven't played 40k for donkey's years, and it was a Sky Reaver thingy that you did. Like, I remember you painting it. I remember when I was young, you was painting Eldar. Oh, I've got to paint his pants. I missed a bit. Yeah, so paint dates are always fun. So it's basically, this is the online version of a paint date, but with more people. As I always remember, like, I used to go to a friend's on a Monday night, like, it'd only be like once or maybe twice a month. And there was like four of us. We'd all meet up around the mate's house, and we'd go around there, a couple of hours, just literally chatting and painting. And you find when there's like someone with you doing a shared activity, it helps you paint more. Like you're more productive. Like, because you're not always like just sitting there talking. You are actually working, and it's those moments where you get that nice sort of like comfortable silence when you're sitting there, you're painting something, and the person with you knows that you're painting, and it might be a very like titchy tiny detail, and you need to focus, and so you just have that nice calm peace, which is always cool, and it's a nice experience as well. Having people there you can go, have you seen my model? Have you seen it? And ask for constructive criticism. Star Weaver and Void Weaver. Yes, you see. What did I say? Star Reaver, I think. But yes, I remember them with a great deal of affection because they are awesome. See, I can get away with things because I'm painting really small things, so you can't see it. You can't see how bad they are. Although saying that, I'm really going for it tonight. I'm going to try and paint eyeballs on these fuckers. He says, right. Oh, yeah, fuck it. Insanity. I know, Tarek. Look, I've already diverted from one thing I was going to do. I was going to paint some pants. That's like this stream. Chilling, painting, dating you, magnificent hairy bastard. Your half pennies. No. He just started something he can't handle. So it's basically trying to make each other as uncomfortable as possible at events by mounting each other. I will not back down, Sif. I will not back down. All his fault. He started it. I was just a sweet, innocent little boy. And that mean, nasty halfpenny turns up and tries to have his wicked way in front of people. With Titans. Titans are watching. Typical male high chief. I'm going to need my sex goggles again, aren't I? Damn it. These have eyeballs. I promise you, there are eyeballs. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me either. You know, that's a standard halfpenny maneuver. I've just dipped the tip. Fuck's sake, Lee. No, that's too fucking right. Where's my special brush? Special brush! The one that I keep in here. Oh. Probably would have helped if there was some paint on it. Four eyeballs. I am a glutton for punishment. Need more paint. So I'm actually using Angron Red Clear because these guys need red eyes. Because they're little angry sausages. I don't know if you'll be able to. I have painted eyes. There are eyes. You just see there is red eyes. Although I do need to get a bit more fleshiness on these, as well as do their pants. Yeah, so this £12.95 artificer brush, and that was, I say, this is like 2 years old, at least 2 years. A customer friend of mine I've known for the majority of my working career at where I currently work, and I've done her flat when she first moved out of her home and done all that carpeting all throughout. And on the odd occasion when she needed other bits and pieces, and we just had a friendship. One of those people that you just meet and just get on with, sort of thing. But anyway, the last time we'd done some work for her, doing that like hallway and lounge sort of area, and like with any of like my friends sort of thing who buy flooring from me, I'll always do matrix, always go the extra mile, making sure that you get the quality you deserve, and stuff. But she turned up after the job had been done, literally with like 6 paints, that brush, and there was another brush. It was a dry brush sort of thing. So, and she turned up. So I got you these as a thank you, sort of thing. And nobody's ever done that before. And I literally, I started crying. I honestly, no one has ever been that nice to me before. And I was standing there, and I just didn't know what to do. I was just like going like, oh, and I was like tearing up again. This is like the best thing ever. It's like, getting a tip is nice, sort of thing. Like you don't often tip salespeople. I've been tipped as a salesperson before. This is weird, but taking out like some flooring to someone's van or car or whatever, fine, fair enough. I think, and all pretty much. But the 6 paints, those 2 brushes, like the brushes would have been about sort of like 25 quid alone, plus all the paints that she bought as well. And it's like, and she goes, oh, I didn't realise how much they were. Well, yeah, I was surprised you actually did it. And like you say, I got very emotional. I'm getting emotional thinking about it now. Yeah, but yeah, so I've still got that brush safe and sound in its little cabinet. I don't use it that often. I try to maintain it and keep it in a good condition. Right, let's get these out of the water pot and dry, because we've still got pants to paint. But yeah, there was, I suppose, nice experiences. So, said I'm a lucky little sausage. Right, wasn't that one? Although I could touch up something. Bar. And touch up the butt. Butt. Butt armor. Again, I don't know why I am bothering, because you're not gonna freaking see it. But I'm trying to be a good painter by not neglecting their bottoms. Let's double check, have a little weasel around. So yeah, so this Monday night stream, as I said, it was purely because the next few days I am staying round at my kids', so I won't be able to stream because I'm not going to be having all my paints with me. I'm thinking of taking some Gundam kits with me and building them. It's all a lie. It's all a lie, Tari, my dear. It's you know, technically, what I paint, I stay in the zones that I'm comfortable in, but I don't really use techniques like, you know, that a lot of painters, you know, try and experiment with, like, you know, non-metallic metals and all that sort of stuff. I don't do anything like that. I stay in my comfort zone, but a lot of it is quite I wouldn't say cheaty, but because I don't do things that are convoluted. I literally just paint things like quick and dirty, um, because it works for me. I'm happy with it, and I don't want to be getting stressed out over what I'm painting and trying to keep within the lines and stuff like that. Like, if you put these under a microscope, they're not the greatest. But again, you're not going to be paying that much attention to them, so they don't have to be. And that's what I keep telling myself. I'm trying to think. It's like, I've seen your Titans. Yeah. All right. Okay. I have some Titans here. You know, we are our own, like you say, some of the patchiness and stuff like that. We ourselves are our own worst critics, and I know that. I understand that. I also preach that, and tell friends it as well. And I never listen to my own advice because of typical male. Although I will say, like this little thing here, that is freehand, which is meant to, is the symbol of the cockatrices, which does look like that. That's its wing, that's its tail, that's its little body, there's his head, there's his little mouth, his two little dangly legs. And that's on a sort of tequila sunrise base. So again, there, but that is, you know, all right. It could be better. You know, it is. It is what it is. You know, I'm happy with it, but I am my own worst enemy, like we all are, because we see our stuff and you think, oh shit, and everyone goes, what are you talking about shit? It's fucking awesome. When I go round to like Crystal and Rob's, like when we've been in the like hobbying in the loft sort of thing. Um, Crystal's a really good technical painter. And seeing her work up close is really like, you can see all the texture and all the work that she puts in there, sort of thing. Like I can paint quick because I just keep it simple and just lather it and paint and wash. Um, but I don't know. I'm probably being a lot harder on myself than I should be, as we all are. So little. So imagine, I really like his headlights. I'm so happy with its spotlights. There's 2 dollops of yellow. Right. Okay. Right. I'll tell you what, because I've got my towel. not towel, but towel. 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 Um, I did this the other day. Oh, ah, sorry. Um, what we got? What we got? Right. So. Hey, Gretag. Have you seen the size of those things? Yes. How are you, buddy? You all right? Right. So these are things that I've tried to paint. So my this is what I just tried doing the box art type effect, or it was a paint scheme out of White Dwarf for the Deepkin. So this was one of my little projects because, as I've mentioned many times before, the idea of elves walking around with their fishy friends, engaging in mass warfare, really tickles me. So, just trying to shield that light a little bit because it does sort of. So that I'm pleased with. Face could be better. I'm not great with faces. That's why I paint Titans. Um, so this was again trying to replicate the artwork. It's not amazing. I'm not that amazing type of painter, but I was quite pleased with how it turned out. To be honest with you, trying to emulate the old original style and artwork of the Shadowseer. Was that I've had since I was 18. I bought the Harlequin box set from Games Workshop, Oxford Street Plaza. I walked in there and said, I'm doing an Elder Army, I said in my 18-year-old voice. What do I need to make them good? And he said, you need Harlequins, and here's a box of them for like 20 odd quid. And it's like all my pocket money. And I bought the box, the original Harlequin box that came in, which was had like a polystyrene insert in it, and all the metal models are in their own little box, like little hole within the thing. But my favourite models were the Death Jesters, the Shadow Spirit Seer, sorry. Although it was just a Warlock back then, or something, or High Warlock, and the Solitaire. And there was one Trooper I liked, but most of the Troopers I didn't give a toss about. But I liked them, and this is one. This is a fine cast. You twat. So obviously that's why it's fucking spike of its head's missing. I do try to go back to this every now and again because it's not, I would say, finished to be honest. But it's one that I was really happy with, especially like this. That's probably the most detail I put on a fucking base ever. Um, that wasn't Titans. So some little mushrooms, little shrooms there. And I basically painted him up as, you know, a rider on a power horse, and his name was Death. So yeah, but this was purely for as a sort of in honor of the first model I bought in Citadel Miniatures was a Chaos Knight on horseback. So I have seen pictures of it since, and he had a similar helmet like that, not with the horny bits as such, but he had like the Boba Fett visor sort of thing. Because I just thought it was cool as fuck, and that was the first metal mini I bought. It had a sword in one arm and shield on the other, sort of thing, which was like a plastic shield that you popped onto the little nub of metal on the actual thing, and they had the horse was plastic. But yeah, so that's one of my favourite models. Again, it's just a model I bought because I like the look of it. Same with my Deepkin, my Fish Elves. I've got most of the Fish Elf character models, like from the original releases. I didn't want to collect an army because I don't play AOS or fantasy, but I just wanted, as a sorbet project, as I often say, just as a break from painting Space Marines or tanks or Titans or whatever I was painting. So, but I have my little shelf of stuff that I paint from time to time, and you know that I'm kind of proud of. So there's that. There's whilst you're there, I might as well. So these are, as some might recognise from that blurry image, my guys for Trench Crusade. This is one of my favourite models. This is one of the reasons why I got to paint Trench Crusade, because I love the aesthetic, the look, and this was the first one I actually built. And well, I didn't have to build it; it came in as one piece. But I I love this model, the communicant models, and I also like the heavy mecha dudes, mechanical armor. No, I haven't played a game yet. Little infantry dudes. So, stormtroopers. So this one here. So where my friend sorted me out. Right, Mouse, Master Mouse, greetings. That arm there is actually off of the old Cadian kit, like the original Cadian kit, because I was missing an arm. Basically, what happened was he was sorting me out New Antioch, and he asked his friend who does the printing for him to do him a mercenaries warband. Unfortunately, his mate put them all in a box together, and Nigel didn't know what piece was what, so he just said, "Look, I'm just going to send them all to you, and you sort them out." So this was one of my favourite ones, the Observer. This spear was broken, so that part there is off of something, I don't know what, and that was there. I did spend a lot more time working on this. It was quick, but I spent more time on the cloak than I did on the rest of it. Like literally, that whole gold armor was like one paint session. And you got the little trench priest dude. And I decided, yeah, I'll write scriptural on the fucking bits. Yeah. So like, great fucking idea. As we've demonstrated tonight with my painting of eyeballs. I want a chorister and an artillery witch. Those models are cool. I'm looking forward to painting the Death Commander I have. Yeah, no, the artillery witch is the most iconic model out them all. And I think, I'm not sure if at Expo they've got, I know they've got a Church Crusade stall going to be there. So I will be heading to that at some stage. And seeing Thomas, because he's there. That's a Red Brigade lieutenant, I think, or heavy machine gunner. Why not Sever? Oh, it was a heavy machine gunner, was it? Yeah, with the Bren. But oh yeah, and let's not forget Ammo Dog. I actually based that on my friend's dog Storm, who unfortunately, when I was painting this earlier in the year, Storm was an old doggo. He had a good life, and sadly he went across the Rainbow Bridge. That fucker, with all its fucking melted candles, fuck right off. Also, its hand was missing, so I made a hand out of a spare bit of. That's actually a gas mask, because you get little bits and pieces. I've still got some bits and pieces left over because there was like accessory stuff. Trench Pilgrim. I've asked someone to pick them up from UK Games Expo if they're available. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're selling stuff there. It's like, from where I saw at Adepticon, they had like artifact stuff all around for you to look at and just go ooh and speak to the people. So I will ooh and and speak to the people. I have, since getting into this, I actually made acquaintance, like Facebook friend, with Thomas. So that's going to be interesting. Ross. Hi, I buy your stuff and paint them. That's the lieutenant dude. Right, looking out for his little beard, his moustache, like tufty. And I wanted to go for like representing my warband. I wanted to give him a different colour to represent them, I suppose. Combat engineer. Oh. But yeah, I absolutely adore the models. I must ask him a question. Oh, you puntastic little monkey. So, combat medic. Could do some more blood splatter on that, but I don't know. I was keeping the purity. Ammo monk. Not as intimidating as a artillery witch, but you know, it's just carrying ammunition. But yeah, it's another machine gunner monk dude. The sniper priest or whatever, sniper monk. This one was missing the barrel. That was random bits of resin that it might have very well been the barrel, but it's a bit bent. But I stuck on it. It has broken off before as well. But yeah, but it's the whole aesthetic to it. I really like the background and the whole concept. The female version of the communicant sniper. So it's nice that they have equal opportunities with their genetically manipulated sniper dudes with the anti-material rifles. A big, like, chunky thing. I like the ammunition belts around their waists and stuff like that. And that's some sort of witchfinder dude. He seems a bit grumpy. Like Matthew Hopkins. But yeah, I want to. It's weird because I've got a 3D printer. I've never used it. I was gifted it from a friend. It's only like a Mars, so I don't know how good the quality on that is. But I had to get it repaired, so I got my friend Phil to repair it. Like, he had to get a new thing to plug in or plate or whatever. So he'd done that, but I've never test printed it. I ain't even got any printing solution for it. So maybe one day I will, but not today. It's a shame, really. I would like more stuff, but yeah, I might look at getting some more bits. I'm just wondering if they do actually have anything on sale there, because if they do, that might be interesting. But actually, I don't know if, like, because was it Westphalia Games? They're the ones that are doing the Red Brigade patent. They've got the license to do the Red Brigade. I've got some other stuff, but say that's probably the nicest stuff to look at. The only things I've got is going to be Dystopian Wars bits. So, woo, Garara. Right, so that's little walkie dudes. I'm pretty happy with them. Oh yeah, not that. Where's that other colour? Where's that other colour? But thank you very much. Thank you, Stimpy. I've got to wash their I've got to wash their bottoms. Just so they tone down. Because that's the whole thing with sticking wash on these bastards is to blend and tie the colours together. Beepity beep boo. Yeah. Spending far too much time on these, Lee. Meep, 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 meep. I just got to do some Abaddon black for the rims. Boop. He says in a very nonchalant manner. How's everyone's progress going? Have you achieved much so far? There's glory beckoning you. Yes. That's a wonderful. Actually, really pleased that I've managed to get these done. Wasn't really making it, to be honest. Yeah, that's good. It's lovely to have you here. Yeah, I'm probably going to, once I finish these bits, because as I say, I've got nothing else to paint really. I've still got a few things to do. I've got to sort out. Fucking hell, I've got to sort out my laundry because I'm running short on undergarments. And seeing as I'm going to be around the kids' house, I need to take some clothes with me. So I've got to sort them out. That's around there tomorrow morning. And I'll sort out some sort of kit to take with me for building Gunpla. Because that's what I did last time. I looked after them. I stayed around theirs. It was literally this time last year. So after I'd been to Comic Con and picked up some model kits Gunpla, and I built them all in a few days that was around there. So that was like, you can see over my shoulder there, that big that white space within that is my Unicorn Gundam. I built that and several other models, because at least there's no paint involved, or because most of the time the kids just bugger off and do their own thing on their computers. So going out places is one thing, but as soon as you're back home, it's like feed them, make sure they have a shower, and then it's twiddling with your thumbs. So if I don't take something with me, I will literally just sit there staring at my phone screen, doom scrolling So but at least if I have stuff with me, I have an option to build. And I have a little bit of a backlog. But it would be good to make a start. On clearing that motherfucker. Get mofo. That's nice. It's strangely satisfying because I always leave doing the rims, rimming until last. Because to me that is like the final part of the project. You know, you've done everything else, and that's just sort of like the indicator of that's another model done. Yeah. Sames. It's nice to have those little signifiers so you know that, you know, that's it. I've finished. No more. No more, mister. So just see that eyeball, that one eyeball. You can see the red there. Hey. So little charonite ogrins and the little sentry dudes. The little Cherry Bakewell rocket launcher. Oh. But yeah, so that's the thing with these. You don't have to go like they are small as fuck. They are fucking tiny. So I only got like a normal thing. Right, I'm. The absolute perfect way to sign off is to right, you slap your thigh. I'm gonna head off. And every time I do that, I always stop myself and then I'd say, I've done it. And I'm not doing it deliberately, but we always do. Always say, righto, off we go. Nice to see you, Lily. Well, thank you very much. Lovely to have you here. And I hope you have a peaceful and restful sleep. And thank you for popping in and saying hi. Slap that thigh. And right. But yes, quite a nice little evening. I just realised, is there any music actually playing? Or has that stopped? Oh no, that's stopped. So that was different. But yeah, makes the difference. I didn't realise that it stopped. There you go. It must have stopped a while ago, I'm assuming. What time is it now? Oh, it's almost 10:30. Fuck. But yes. So a productive evening, even though they're tiny. Little walkie-walkies. Oh. Let's pop you in there. this is actually the first units that are actually complete. um, so obviously I've got all those other bits I've got to stick onto bases at some point, which isn't going to happen anytime soon. Hello, Kenneth. How are you, buddy? Yeah, purely because I realised that I'm not going to be around on Wednesday because I forgot I'm out. Say out. I'm at my looking after my kids because it's half term and their mum's going away to Spain with her friend, as they do, to have a break. Pardon me. So I thought, oh, what did I do there? I thought I was just going to be doing some painting anyway, so I thought I'd just do a little cheeky Monday night stream, bit on since 8. So yeah, how are you? What have you been up to? I will warn you, I will be finishing soon. But yeah, so Wednesday night I'm not around to stream, and Saturday is UK Gamers Expo. So I don't know what I'm doing. So I might be home late, so I might not be in the best condition to stream. But who knows? It depends how the. I have no plans as such. I just noticed notifications coming through of a bit of a skew whiff there. I'm good, just sorting out some sprues I've been ignoring. Fair enough, solar's looking good. Thank you very much, buddy. So yeah, the Charonite Ogrins, so, and the 2 Walkers, which I had no idea what they're called. So you get those on top on the same sprue as these as your troops. So I've got another 3 sprues to do, and I've still got to stick these guys onto their sprues. So that's what I was originally going to do, but I ended up painting those dudes. So it's all cool, it's all groovy. But yeah. But, I've got nothing else to do. I'm sorry, I've run out. I'm not going to start basing. I'm not in the headspace for it now, and I really need to sort myself out, really. But yeah, I'm probably going to say it's 10:30, so it's probably safe that I should disappear and finish on a few bits before getting to bed, because I still got, you know, my laundry to sort out. Right, slap the thigh. So yeah, I'll try and stream. I'll try and stream on Friday. But I need a 2-hour stream. I'm sorry, Kenneth. I, it's a 2.5-hour stream. It's just that you weren't here for 2 hours and 25 minutes of it. But yeah, if I can squeeze a stream in at the end of the week on Friday, I'll try my best. I can't make promises. I would like to make promises because I'm that kind of guy, but I shall do my best to do another stream. If not, I might do a late one on Sunday after I'm back from the kids. So there's a lot of kids stuff going on this week. Half term and all that. So I've got to build a fucking trampoline as well. Fuck's sake! And it's not even for the kids. It's for fucking the ex's best friend's kids. Because I've got too much. There's too much going on. Anywho's, welcome to a new week, the week of half term for most of us, um, some of us, and maybe none of us. I don't know. But I will be back at some stage during the week. I hope that you have a great time. I will see you on socials, no doubt. And I hope that your hobbying goes well until we meet again, my dears. So, without further ado and dragging this out any longer and making it feel a little bit awkward, nighty night, hopefully catch you later on. Yes, same dude. So, I will catch up with you all again at some point in the near future. So, until then, mwah to you all, and I hope you have a great week, whatever you are doing. So, peace out.